Welcome everyone to the fourth week of the Business Management Capstone class. During this video, I'll be covering the assignments that you will be working on this week and the results from Globus from last week. As always, I'll post a weekly announcement. Let's go ahead and click on the weekly modules content area on the left-hand side. I'm going to click on the Week 4 Chapter 2 folder. As stated in previous videos, we have the same structure. We will always begin with the learning objectives for that week. Then the assignment summary, which will be obviously watching this video. Reviewing Chapter 2, reviewing the PowerPoint for Chapter 2, reviewing the Learn Smart documentation, the student quick tips and best practices if you have not done so already. And for the assignments, you're going to have your course participation discussion board, which is on collaboration, the Chapter 2 Learn Smart, the Globus decision for Year 6, a Globus Year 6 report, which is new, which I will cover, and the quiz for Chapter 2. So let me go ahead and scroll down. Here we have the Module 4 course content information, which is your PowerPoint for Chapter 2, the key financial ratios, the Learn Smart information, and the Globus simulation documentation. Next, we have the course participation collaboration discussion board. By this point, teams may be struggling with collaboration among your team members. Well, that's why I have this assignment. To give everyone a chance to review some videos and to determine is really the collaboration issue within yourself, within your team members, or maybe both. The goal here is within step 1, you should review at least several of these videos, if not all, if you have an opportunity. In step 2, you want to provide an initial post within the discussion board for these questions, such as what area of collaboration do you feel that you need to improve most? What was the biggest takeaway from the videos? What did you learn that may assist with your team being successful this semester? What collaboration tools will be used to make your virtual team more effective? And if your team is currently struggling with communication, how can you improve this situation? And then, of course, step 3, once you create your initial post, you must make a comment on at least 2 other posts. Which from last week's discussion board, it seemed like everyone did a great job with their comments. They were detailed, they weren't just great job, I agree. So keep it up. So moving on, we have the Chapter 2 Learn Smart. You'll be reading the e-text and answering questions as you go along. Then you want to complete the Chapter 2 quiz. And next, what we have is the Globus Simulation Year 6 report. I highly suggest to complete the Year 6 report before completing the Year 6 decisions. Now, that's not saying that you cannot just go ahead and start working on the decisions. Yes, of course, you may, but I think it's very helpful if you complete the Year 6 report first, because then you can kind of have a guide to go by to make your decision off of. So the reason why we're doing the yearly reports now, starting with Year 6 all the way through 15, is I want you to start analyzing your decisions, not just simply making them. Anybody can go and make decisions, and you might get lucky, and you might do decent, and maybe you're not last place, but maybe you're 7th or 8th, and just kind of treading water. Well, I want to make sure every team is understanding their strategy and the outcome of that strategy. So each week you will have a yearly report. As you can see, there is a rubric that goes along with it, so you can review that if you have any questions with the point system. So we have questions such as within this yearly report is, where are you now? Is your company in good, average, or weak competitive position? The next one's like, where do we want to go? What goals do you have for your company? So on and so forth. And the last category is, how are you going to get there? And it has some sub-questions within there. So this is what I want to stress about the yearly report. Like the title says, it's a report. It's not Q&A, meaning that you don't just answer these questions one by one saying, okay, the very first one says, where are we now? And you type on your paper, where are we now? Question mark. And your answer is, we're doing pretty good, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not really a report. That's just Q&A. Because then the next thing you would do is just put, okay, well, does your company appear to be in sound financial condition? Question mark. And then you would just answer that. Okay. That's not a report. A report would basically be able to answer all these questions within more of a paragraph format than just a Q&A question and answer. Okay, so last semester it took most teams a while to kind of grasp that concept. Keep in mind, it should be a report, meaning that I should be able to just read the report, and within that report I would find the answers to all these questions. The report should be professional. It should have a nice cover page within the report. The report just should look professional all the way around, from the first page to the last page. I would say I probably stress more of the look of the report as I'm grading than almost the content within it. I really want everyone to get used to creating really nice reports. So if you say, well, do you have examples? Yeah, I have tons of them from last semester that I'm not showing you, because I don't want you to just copy the examples. That's not good. Okay, it's very easy concept. You will be answering these questions within a report, not just putting the question and then the answer to each one. Okay, so I think it'll probably take you a few weeks to get the hang of it. Now, with that said, every team that made a good attempt last semester, they did well on each report. And I just would make comments like, I want to see this next time, I want to see that next time. So don't be fearful of, okay, you're going to get a 50 on this first report. No, if you do a great effort, nice cover page, every page within the document looks professional, you address, or I should say you answer all these questions within your report, then you're good. It should be no big deal. And then, of course, I only need one team member from each team to submit it within the Globus Simulation Year 6 report link. And then last but not least, then we have the Globus Simulation Year 6 decisions, which hopefully by now everyone's well aware of how to accomplish this. Make sure you're working with your teams. I've had a lot of great questions via email and telephone and Adobe Connect sessions, so keep that up. Don't hesitate to reach out. Now let's go into Globus and look at the results for Practice Year 7. Within Globus, you're going to want to go ahead and click on the Page 1 scoreboard on the left-hand side. As you can see, here's the results. Now keep in mind, the very first one is for Year 7, and the bottom graph is for the game to date. So let's start with the Year 7 scoreboard. I cannot commend Team K enough. As you see, if you look at the far right-hand side, they have a plus 49 change from Year 6. That is fantastic within 1 year. So keep it up. Once we go into the true Year 6, hopefully that's going to give you a jump on some of the other teams. Now, of course, I don't want to leave out Team A and D and C and G and B and E, and I would say H. You're still doing a fantastic job. But look at I. They're towards the bottom, but they have a plus 30 change from last year. So fantastic. Keep that up. Now, the team that I would be a little bit concerned with would be Team J and Team F. J and F took a dip from last year, and F took a 12-point dip. Now, like I said in previous videos, that may happen because you're trying different outcomes or different scenarios for different outcomes, so that's okay. This is still just a practice year. So now, this week will be the true Year 6. So hopefully, you might want to gradually make changes. Don't be too aggressive. Kind of get your feet wet, make sure you're doing well, you're on the right track before you get too inventive. So, but great job, everyone. So now if I go to the game to date scoreboard, Team D is still leading the charge alongside Team G. They're both at 105. And then you have A, C, of course K is in the mix now, B, E, and H, J, F, and I. So you would say, well, I's not doing so well. Well, that's not the case. Remember, I actually jumped up 30 points. So yes, they're still at the bottom at 80, but they jumped 30 points. So in my mind, especially grading wise, I'm saying to myself, fantastic. They're on the right track. They're moving up. Okay, so I'm not concerned with them. I'm a little bit concerned with F though. Okay, even though they're higher than I, they took a dip. So hopefully it's just because they took chances and were just trying different things, trying different decisions, and not that they're not understanding the simulation as of yet. So Of course, if you're not, you can always reach out to me, and I'll try my best without giving you strategy tips. I will assist you. So let's go ahead and jump to page 2 here. Which the very first category we have is earnings per share. So year 7, if I'm glancing at it, it looks like only a handful of you are meeting expectations, which technically is one better than year 6, so not bad. And Team K is the highest at earnings per share. Here's what I look for at this point in time. Did you increase? So I could say B increased, E increased, F increased, H did, I did, J did. So even though you're not meeting expectations, hey, that's okay. You're increasing, so you're on the right path. I'm not too worried about you. So now, if we look at return on equity, as you can see, everyone except one team, Team F, is meeting expectations. Fantastic. Team K is the highest at 31.5. Now, so I have to go back and look at F and say, should I be concerned with them? And it was 18.4 last year. Now, year 7, it's 18.4, so they did not increase. So I wouldn't have too big of an issue with them. They didn't drop. They didn't move up. They stayed steady. So I think once we get into the true year 6, 7, and 8, that's when we can tell if they're on the right track or not. Okay, moving on. We'll go to the credit rating, page 3. Okay, like I stated before in previous videos, the credit rating, most companies end up with A minus, or A plus. As you can see, everyone has an A or A minus. There's a couple of B pluses. I would assume if we would have had another practice year 8, you would all be at least A minus or above. So great job. Keep it up. Next we have image rating. So for year 7, most teams met expectations. Team A took a dip. Team F took a dip, and Team I did too. They want to drop 1, so I wouldn't be concerned with that. Team K, they're not meeting expectations, but look, they improved. So you got to make sure you're looking at the previous years, just like when you're looking at the previous years to make your decisions, you do the same one to judge yourself. Let's go ahead and look at the competitive efforts. And we're only focused on North America. You can use the drop down and change to the different regions. But just to keep it simple, I think you will get the point by just going over one of them. So for the cameras, for the North American region, if you look across for the price, we have anywhere from $235, $275. You even have H at $181. Interesting, so they went low on everyone. It seems like everyone else is around that $239 mark, $240. And they said, hey, let's try going low. Very interesting. I wonder, once we get into next year, or year 6, I should say, what method they may try. So interesting to me. As you can see, PQ rating, the average is 4.6. Everyone's right around average. You got one at 4.0. And then if you look at the retail support, you can see how much money is being spent there. The advertising budget, which that varies. You have as high as $5,000 all the way down to $1,400. Website displays, same thing. You have upwards of $3,000 all the way down to, looks like $1,000. Sales promotion, how many weeks? This is where it's kind of interesting, because you have a lot of people with 1, 2, and then 4, and all of a sudden you have 12, company C. So it'd be interesting to see how that's going to play out for them in the future, and when they have year 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, when we start all over with the data. So you see discounts. You got 50%, 10%, 25%. Company E. Wonder how that would have worked out for them in the long run. The warranty period, it's anywhere from 60, 90 days, 120. And then you have, it shows you the AC camera units sold and the market share. So if I'm glancing across the market share, it looks like the highest one would be the 10.3, company C. So first thing I would look up top and say, okay, how much are they selling for? 225. So that's actually a little bit below the average price. And they have the most market. So something you should take a look at. All right. So now if I scroll down and if I go to the UAV drone segment, it looks like the price pretty steady there. Average 1,200 as you can see, but then we have 1 or 2 outliers here. The Company K has it at 2,000. And then you have, let's see, Company H at 955. So as you can see, there is a price range. Discount online, you got 10%, you got 15%, you got 13%. PQ ratings, the average is 4.6. Someone goes as high as 5.9 with the PQ rating. And then you got your, if you drop down, you see your website displays. Low as 750, as high as 1,500. Search engine, 750 to 1,500. Warranty period, you have 60 days, 90 days, 120, and even 360. So this is all the information you want to take a look at. If you look at the bottom of the market share for the UAV drone segment, it looks like H has 10.1. They're currently selling at 955. So then you ask yourself, well, yeah, they have the largest market share, but what kind of profit are they making? So all the different questions you need to ask yourself to determine what price you think you should put. All right. So hopefully that was some tips for you to help you out with Globus. Like I said, the data will reset this week. Then you start on the true year 6, so everyone starts all over again. So hopefully the practice years will help you out to make better decisions and also give you experience with the simulation. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. As always, have a great day.